Right, we're back. We're back for the Fulham game as promised. We're at Coventry. We're doing okay. I have changed shape. I'll talk you through all of that. I think we touched on it a little bit before. But we've also been back down to London. Graham's not done as well as they thought he would. Hello everybody and welcome back to Win the Dugout. This is Sunday League to Champions League. I, of course, am Millers. This is your next episode on our journey to trying to get a Sunday League footballer and coach to actually coach in the Champions League and go on to try and win it within one season. We're at Coventry, we're in the Premier League. We are coming to the business end of winter, so we're in December now. And I'm going to walk you through where we're up to. As you can see on the right-hand side, we're 12th, we're mid-table, we're on just shy of 20 points. I'm quite pleased with that. I know I wanted to be on sort of 21, but I'll take 19, and I'll walk you through as to why. We've had some good results. But first of all, let me show you the shape. So this is how we're playing. We're playing a bit of a, I suppose it's a 3-5-1 asymmetric. I know it says 3-1-3-2-1 up there, but it isn't that really. It's worked quite well. And it's worked quite well when we've been balanced, because what we've got is we've got MC Hammer and Jonah willing to go out and play in those spaces out there as wide centre halves. Kubiasi as a libero loves to step out into that space, and he's doing quite well doing so. It does leave us a little bit exposed, which you might well see in our next game. But we've got our Ukrainian enforcer sat there now as an anchor. So he's willing to hold, he's willing to mop up if Kubiasi does get caught a little bit in advance of him. He will sit back into this kind of a space here if needed. I've changed this a little bit and I've moved him a little bit. So normally you would expect to see an anchor sat there, right? What happened was we were getting a little bit of congestion with three players standing on each other's toes. So we've moved Safua out there. He's doing that job there and he's willing to cover that space. Kubiasi tends to come out here and play in this area for us here. Fuentes doesn't really stray much past this area, does a really good job. Riley can float. Walden pushes on to give us space. He can play in here. We don't really need him to play in there though. Very, very good at getting forwards, and he's actually our top goal scorer at the minute because Van der Haar isn't putting it away for us. Hassel, again, doing what he does. He's been superb. And then Dukamunu coming over and covering this area of space here where perhaps we don't have the third man runs. So it's worked quite well, all right, at the minute. It's allowed me to, I've been this kid off. He's toxic. As much as I loved him, his attitude blows balls. And he might well have the ability to kick on, but he's not going to do it with me. I'm afraid, as much as I wanted him to, he is going to go. And it might well be abroad, which might do him a favour and me. And then we've got Conway, who's also going to go in the window too, all being well. The board asked me, coincidentally, when we were tied with another club, the board asked me if I wanted an increase in transfer budget. I said, yeah, the bird's shit in the woods. And they said, yeah, they do, we'll sort it. They've upped it to 2.72 million. So I'm absolutely balling in cash. Not really got a lot I can do with that. But there we are. With all that being said, though, we've worked really hard, and I'm quite pleased with where we're up to. So, were we back together for City? I think we were, weren't we? Good result. Then we went away to West Brom, got beat, played 4-4-2. Then we played United at home. The scoreline suggests we were closer than we were. We managed to drag it back in the second half, but they were just far better than us, and they exploited us all over the park. We changed it slightly to play against Leeds away. Didn't work out. Went back to what we know. We managed to beat Palace. We got beat by Southampton. To be fair, Southampton are currently third in the Premier League. Although they're certainly challenging for Champions League spaces, so not the worst result in the world. We then fully changed shape and committed to it at Hull. Won. Lovely. Although we were 2-0 down. The two goals we conceded, though, were from corners. It wasn't through anything in terms of bad play, bad shape. We got unlucky, and then we came back and won 3-2. We went to the London Stadium, got beat, and deservedly so. No complaints there. But we dominated possession. We created loads of chances. We just couldn't finish our dinner. So I wasn't too concerned with that, and I said so to the press. We came back to Coventry, same shape, with a little bit of an alteration in moving our anchor over and moving Walden a little bit further forward. And we beat Arsenal 3-2 at home. And we went up to Anfield and drew 0-0. So I'm fairly pleased with how November, coming into December because of a change in date, panned out. We managed to get, 7 points from a potential maths 12. I'm all right with that when you think we played West Ham, Arsenal and Liverpool in amongst the game with Hull. Delighted. Oh, by the way, I do want to just say, we scored that penalty to give us the lead. You'll never guess who fouled somebody in the box, though. It's only Callum I want to go to play for a bigger club can. It was delightful, and he got booked. So, I thanked him with a crate of beers afterwards, and we said ta-ra. Today we're going to take on Fulham. But before we get to that, we have done an interview for our friends Spurs. So I think they might be the vehicle. I do. They're sat down here in 13th. They've got all the potential in the world. They've got a transfer budget, as I've been told by their director, Antilio, of 156 million. They're the ones, I think. So I've stuck my hat in the ring. I wasn't favourite, and I'm still not favourite as far as I'm aware. We'll just double check. Where is it? No, it's now Murat Yakin. No idea who this kid is. He's the manager of Frankfurt. Are they doing well? They're doing well in the Bundesliga. It was the manager of Southampton, so I don't know whether he stepped out of the race, but I understand why he would be up there, because Southampton are doing really well. Well, they've just dropped a couple of spaces, but they were challenging for Champions League. So we're in the race. If we get it, great. We have had the interview. I've told them I want a decent budget for replacing staff because I want to do what I've always wanted to do, which is bring our pals along with us. But we'll see. I've not heard anything. I've not been asked to talk to them about the shape of the backroom staff yet. So we'll see. We'll see. The hat's in the ring. I'd like it. I'm not going to be devastated if we don't get it. But I will continue to look because I don't see Coventry being the vehicle to kick us a little any further forward than we already are. Right. With all of that being said, let's play Fulham. Fulham are 8th, so, in decent form, to be fair to them. Nicky's desperate. Nicky? It's not Nicky, it's Grant. Grant's desperate for us. I'm desperate to see Nicky Greenrod back, aren't I? Grant's desperate for us to switch to playing 4-3-3, purely because he wants to get Martin in the team. And I understand that, and he's a semi-decent player. But I'm not changing my shape for one lad, I'm afraid. We're not going to play positive. We're going to stay balanced. I don't mind listening to your instructions. They're keen to get Mark in the team. Don't mind it. And Ryan in that anchor role, which we could do. But he's not fully fit, Ryan. Ryan? Yeah, don't doubt yourself, Millers. He's got 75 minutes in him. He'll probably come on at half time. He came on with 60 minutes gone last week at Anfield. He'll come on again. Mario is on the bus. I'm afraid he cannot score, and he's dropping down to the point where Grant said, "Listen, we probably want to change his status in the squad to a fringe player." And I'm like, I can't do that to him. I can't do that to him. He wants to go to Sharwell, which I think from memory is where Talavetti went. One of my other faves. So he might go. And if it means we have to use that to try and raise some funds, then that's what I might have to do. And I don't like saying it. I genuinely don't. But that's a possibility. Van der Haar hasn't done fantastically well either. Jesse knows that. He's been told that. Although I've said to him, listen, kid, keep getting in the right spots, which he is, in fairness to him. And it will come. That's what I've said so far. And fingers crossed it does. I'm tempted to throw him in. I know he's younger, but the finishing's there. He's nippy. I like him. I told him he needed to score a goal in the last game he played, and he did, but he's only really featured from the bench. We'll see. Right, let's go and do this. Let's see how we get on against Fulham. Hope you lot are well. Hope you're enjoying the save. I'm loving it. It's going really, really well. If you are enjoying it, do feel free to subscribe. Great time to get involved. If you like what you see, drop a like and do all of that stuff that, you know, helps me. Like I said to you yesterday, if you are watching in order, which would be weird if you weren't, I've had a bet with my lad about getting to 100 subscribers by May, and I don't really want to lose that. So it'd be good if you could help me out. Right, what's the secret behind your home record? Hard work, Gav. Fulham are in a good form table. Yeah, we're in a tough game. We're in for a tough game. Of course we are. We have our work cut out, Gav. They're a Premier League outfit, right? Pink, lovely pink. Monday Night Football. So I've just bumped into Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher up the way there. They're doing their bits from here. So it's nice to see them. Get your head up, son. Good lad. Out you go, out you go, out you go, out you go. Well done, you. Oh, you could have skinned him then. You were one-on-one. Decision making. Be a little bit more aggressive. One-on-one there, I'd like to see him try and have a go. I know I talk a lot about recycling the play, but he was in the position that's a shocking ball. He was in the position there to go and run at his man. That's a lovely ball. Whoa! Well away. Oh, well done. Goal has been decent the last few games. I know I shouldn't out loud these things, but he has. So I'd like to see him carry that on. Flick from O'Reilly. We've got it back. Nige. Lovely ball. Can you? Yes. Of course you can, Jesse. He finds the goal after taking a touch that I didn't necessarily think he needed, but it was lovely. This little flick was a waste, but I think the throw did him. And then you're disappointed if you dare, whatever the Fulham manager's name is, Del Francesco, because he really should have cleared that further or to a different direction. He put it right in the mixer. And we take the lead. He's taken a knock and he wants to come off. We're going to leave him on though, I'm afraid. Get up. Well up, you. Jonah. I think that's his first goal. I didn't catch the commentary for Coventry, but I think that's his first goal, which is good to see. We loaded the back post. You've got MC Hammer there as well, and he just rises like a salmon. And after 17 minutes, we are 2 up, which is superb. Damaged heel. Just, can we play through? Your fitness is recovering. Get up. Ooh. I'd like to see MC Hammer score again. He's only scored one, and it was an absolute screamer. Slurp of coffee to keep me going. Walden, come back then. Well done. He's a little bit further forward than I'd like to see. Look at how far Kubiasi is, though. Libero gets in advance of Fuentes, which I don't really want to be seeing. Van der Haar. Oh, he wasn't offside. Was he off? What are the players saying? No, he wasn't off. Referee was talking absolute broken biscuits. Finds Nige. He's never seen offside. Who? I mean, the flag's not up. If that's you, ref, you'd have an absolute murr. Let's just look at these lines. I mean, play on, eh? Okay, 3 up. He's now on Atty, and I'm going to have to drag him because he's hurt his foot. Or do I just let him play? If we can bring this in 3-0 at half-time, I will be delighted. It'll allow us to bring Jones-Pugh on without any risk of changing shape. Look how far their keepers come out there. If we'd have won that back there, I'm shooting. Is that Jurien Timber? Very good player in this game, by the way. Well in, you. Hold. Now play. Ball. Whoa. You want him to finish there, don't you? The lad Gorman, who's at Bromby on loan, has just got goal of the month. I think he would have finished that as an attacking midfielder. We know how he likes those opportunities. Kubiasi steps out of defence. Just watch for that. Finish it. That could have been a nice easy drag for me then on 50 minutes. Right, half-time, 3-0. You've got to be delighted with that, and it all stands up. It all stands up. I'm happy with how we dominated possession. Let's talk about possession, because that has been why I've been saying, don't worry about the result. Don't worry about the result. Kubiasi stands over one. It's perhaps a challenging free kick, but it's found a bounce, which is okay. MC Hammer, fine feet, Fuentes. See how deep he is, by the way. We've still got those 3 sat there because Kubiasi steps out. Ball. Unlucky. Unlucky. Now we just press a little bit. I like it when we filter them inside because actually we've got a load of strength in that defensive midfield. When they go wide, we're exposed a little bit, but no one's figured that out yet. As I talk about the middle, and 2 pink shirts are stood there on their own. Superb. When we get to 60, we'll do it. Yeah, they're even talking about bringing Jones-Pugh on, but I'm not going to do it for Kubiasi. Absolutely not. He's going to walk in there, and, you know, he's got all the ability to work in the world to play in that position. We're going to bring... Is he tired? I don't think he is. I don't think he is, in fairness to him. He's doing all right. I don't really want to bring Nige off, if I'm honest. You're playing a 9.3, and you are an absolute world beater. How's your foot? No mention of it. Everything seems to be fine. Let's crack on. Confirm the sub. We'll get some more game time into Ryan. You're still talking about it on here. If you can get your Hattie, Jesse, that would do me the world of good because I can drag you. But I might have to drag you anyway. Ref! You could have killed him there. That's an absolute shocker of a challenge. Okay, we're going to take the opportunity to do it now. How are you feeling after that, son? I mean, it was a nasty one. Why don't you come and have a rest, kid? Come and have a rest. It was unnecessary. I'm doing it. I'm doing Carboni. I'm doing it. We might... Should we do that? Should we put him on for Dokumunku and play him as a shadow? And do it like this, because Oscar can play that role. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Anyone else struggling? I don't think so. You're looking complacent, which does my Sweden. But nonetheless, let's crack on. This will be a result, this. Make no mistake. You know, Fulham have been decent. They've got a very, very decent setup. Last time I checked, they had an absolute world-beating centre-forward, who we'll have a look at in a minute if he is still there. But for us to do this 3-0 and actually look fairly dominant, touch wood, says a lot, Walden. You've got to score there, haven't you? You've got to at least hit the target, because that's a lovely ball from Camacho. 5 minutes of time added on. I'm not going to bring Tommy Conway on, Nige. You just play this out, son. Well done. Superb result. Absolutely superb result. Can we see Fulham from there? There we go. It's not him, I assure you. Is it you? Yes, it is you. Look at that. He's an absolute monster. And 24, by the way. My scouts have been, you know, sign this kid, sign this kid. Well, yeah, I would do. You know, my transfer budget's 2 million. Should we just all get a hold of ourselves? Anyway, let's continue. Let's get in the dressing room. Give the boys a love. Superb performance. Well done. I know you're not supposed to go to town at home, but nonetheless. What did I make of it? I'm happy with the way we're playing, Mark. How pleased are you with the win? I thought we were great, so yeah, very happy. Did it raise eyebrows? All right, okay. I'm just making sure that everybody's fit, pal. So Fulham stay 8th. We move up a position. 22 points from 15 games. Pleased with that. And if you look at the last 3 games, yeah, let's look at the last 3 games. We've played Arsenal, Liverpool and Fulham. And from 9 points, we've got 7. Pleased with that. Really, genuinely pleased with that. He's ended his goal drought, which is ideal. I mean, yeah, you've got about the officials, but they were just miles off it, the Francesco, weren't they? They were miles off it. Yeah, let's give him a love. Come here, you. What do you mean? Change your body language. I'll just give you a hug. Let's send Grant to go and do that. Oh, not again. Okay. Right. That's us. Okay. I'm going to take this through now into January. And I'm going to try and do that today. And the reason I'm going to try and do that today is I've got a family function this weekend. And I might be away next week, which means there'll be a break in uploads. Now, if you're watching this in the future, you're not going to be bothered. But if you are doing what I'd love you to be doing and playing along with us, then you're going to see a little bit of a gap from the daily uploads you've been getting. So I'm going to get as far ahead as I can today and tomorrow. and then I'll be out for a little while. But what you'll get is what you'll get. I will only come back before January if something happens with Spurs, who, by the way, we've got on the 29th. So, fingers crossed. Well, not fingers crossed. Let's just see what happens. If the Spurs job's offered to me, I'm going to take it. If it isn't, I'm going to stick with Coventry, obviously, and we'll get to January and we'll see where we're up to in the window and what we can do with our 2 million. Hope you've enjoyed that. Do feel free to like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Thank you very, very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care.